Blue Lock Season 2 Episode 1 has come out, and honestly, I'm pleasantly surprised with this episode. Now, I think that this episode actually gives me a lot more hope for the rest of the season. If you guys like this type of content, please make sure to like and subscribe. I will be dropping a review for every single episode of Blue Lock Season 2, and if you guys want me to do this for any other series that comes out weekly right now, please make sure to put it down below in the comments. Anyways, let's get right into this. The start of the episode actually gives us a peek into Rin's backstory. Now, I don't know about you guys, but something about the compositing and just like the overall tone of this season is a lot better than season 1. I could really feel the intenseness when Rin and Sei, like, they're facing each other. I could really feel the intenseness, and I can only see that anime onlys, they probably like don't know what the hell's going on. While me reading the manga, I know what's going on. So they're probably even more confused and even more like, bro, I want more of this. You know what I mean? So yeah, and honestly, I want to talk about the animation during the sequence while Sei's dribbling. It's actually not that bad. Like, it's actually a lot better than I thought it would. Either way, the voice acting and the OST with Blue Lock is always spot on. The only thing I was really like worried about was the animation and the movement. And it looks like Sei moving here actually looks pretty fluid, or better than last season at least. So I really hope that U20 may look something like this or a little better than this. Anyways, this episode actually covered 3 chapters of the manga, which is actually pretty surprising because in the first season, Blue Lock was very fast paced. I mean, like, they covered damn near 100 chapters in like 24 episodes. So like, that is absolutely crazy. But yeah, so the episode actually starts off, and by the way, the opening was actually beautiful. I like the opening a lot. The visuals in the opening really remind me of the last opening from season 1, which was also a banger. Blue Lock openings never really miss with that one singer they choose to like come back for every single song. The episode actually starts with a new scene for Ego and the guy who basically rules the JFU actually talking on the phone before the game starts. This never happened in the manga. This is like a whole new thing. And actually I'm pretty happy they're adding in new scenes just to get the audience hyped up more, because I get the third selection is a very exposition heavy. It's not really a crazy arc, you know what I mean? Like, it's not really an arc where anime onlys are going to go into and be excited for every single episode. It's supposed to be an arc that's supposed to be building up to U20, the crazy arc of Blue Lock, like the antithesis of everything that's going to happen so far. But yeah, right after that, we get the top 6 introduction and this meeting room. And honestly, I'm surprised. Bro, I swear at the end of season 1, when they were all in this like meeting room, the light was not off. Like, the light was on. And now the light is off, and it looks so much better with the light off. Like, introducing the top 6, you could really feel how intense the third selection is going to be, because the fate of Blue Lock literally rests on the shoulders of this one match. So picking the top 6, I feel like anime onlys are going to be very shocked on how Isagi isn't in the top 6, or maybe Baro isn't in the top 6. For Baro, I think it's more of a thing like, you have to see the Nagi episode to see like, oh yeah, Nagi was better than Baro after their match with Rin. So like, yeah, I feel like Baro isn't in the top 6 because of that. And the reason Isagi isn't in the top 6, I actually have no idea, honestly. Like, Isagi should have been in the top 6, or at least top 7. But yeah, I guess the author didn't want to, you know, have 2 games with Isagi and then have to put more screen time and make it longer to get to U20. So I get why he did. After this, most of the episode is just basically Isagi's dilemma on who he should choose, Rin and Nagi. In the manga, this is a lot more insignificant, I'd say. But in the anime, they dedicated damn near an entire episode to this shit. So I feel like they made it a lot more like a bigger choice of who Isagi's really going to choose. So yeah, I really like that addition. On top of all this, they also added an entirely new scene with the top 6 that was not in the manga. I'm very surprised that they're adding in all these scenes that aren't even in the manga in the anime, and it's only the first episode, so you never know what they could add in when U20 comes along. But yeah, basically, bro, this new scene is just all the top 6 actually getting to like introduce themselves to each other and shit. Basically giving the introductions to the audience more. Like, you don't know half the people in the top 6, so you have to know more of their personality. And seeing Shido just hop in and instantly try and fight with Rin is just crazy foreshadowing to what's going to happen later. and it just builds up their conflict that much more. Another scene that I really seemed to take a liking to was Isagi and Rio's little meeting they had in the room, where Isagi has his dilemma still on who he should choose, and Reo is just like also in a dilemma on who he should choose. But then Reo ends up giving Isagi the ideology he should use to be able to choose who he wants to chase after. You know what I mean? You're not going to let this guy completely like surpass you. You have to be with the guy you want to, like, you know, eventually beat. So I feel like it made a lot of sense that Isagi chose Rin. And honestly, this scene in the anime was actually done better than the manga. Because in the manga, it just felt, I guess, to some people like plainless, like exposition, like, oh shit, we're just waiting for the match and shit. But this actually felt like you could feel how sad it is that Reo was dragged apart from Nagi, and that Nagi's so far ahead of him now. Like, it actually hit me a little bit. I was actually like, bro, like, what the hell? Bro, why is this shit actually kind of sad with the sad OST and shit playing in the background? But yeah, after this, the episode basically ends with Isagi choosing Rin and everyone choosing their teams. We're getting to see who chose what. I'm very curious on why they didn't show Hiyori or Nanase, the two people who are going to be on Isagi's team for the first match. I don't know why they didn't show them in this episode. Maybe they just ran out of time, or maybe they're trying to pace themselves accurately for U20. That's probably what it is. And honestly, I'm very hyped for the next episode. Next episode is really going to be the episode that shows us how good the animation has gotten, if they're either saving budget or they're just like cooked, like, or they're absolutely cooked. We're going to have to see. And then we also got, I think, a added scene with Aiku at the end. Anime onlys get their first look at this cool character with two eye colors and shit. They already know he's going to be cold, and he's a part of the Japan U20 squad. So they're going to be more intrigued. I get why they did this scene. I thought they were going to show the scene where Itoshi Sai walks in and says, oh, I want a striker from bluelock on my team. You know, I thought they were going to leave it on that cliffhanger, but I guess not. Anyways, this episode was actually a lot better than I thought. I would give it a cool 7 out of 10. It was a good episode. Entertaining, didn't seem like it got boring or slow at any parts, even though they only covered like 2.5 chapters. That's my first review for Blue Lock Season 2, Episode 1. If you guys like this type of content, please make sure to like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you guys back next week.